Okay, there's one thing I need to get off my chest right now before we begin. What I think about the professional reviewers' opinions about Sonic Lost World.
Its visuals may talk the talk, but the rest of the package just can't walk the walk, much less run it. For more on Sonic Lost World, be sure to keep it here on IGN.
Okay, first of all, you cannot criticize a game just because it lacks speed, you say. Okay, first of all, you can go fast in this game. It's just you need to manipulate the spin dash and the running techniques in order to go fast, because this game is not as fast as like Sonic Generations, etc. The speed is not given to you. You have to make it go fast. You know what I'm saying? Like in Unleash, you can pretty much boost the win all the way. But you know, I just find it stupid that this game got criticized for lack of speed. I know it's a Sonic game, but do you guys really want Sonic to be running really fast in every single game he's in? No, you don't. So shut up. Also about that Mario level design ripoff thing. Yeah, cause that didn't happen in Sonic Adventure 2 or anything, you know. You know, I don't think. I've heard some people say, "Oh, this guy should like quit IGN and shit." No, okay, we all have our different opinions and shit, but even though this review is bad, you know, it's his opinion, so I respect it. And he's just one guy, you know. Everyone has their rights to their own opinions, even though they're pretty confusing ones. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's just start the review already. Alright, let's start off with the plot. I think that's a pretty good place to start off. So the plot of this game is pretty simple. What do you expect from a Sonic title? You see Sonic and Tails in the tornado chasing Eggman's egg carrier, and he has one of those animal capsules from, you know, the Genesis Sonic games. Sonic tries to catch it when Eggman drops it, etc. And then they discover this planet called the Lost Hex, which I don't know how you can miss this big ass planet, but whatever. Then they go down to the planet, and that's where the game starts you off in Winnie Hill Zone 1. Pretty basic plot, nothing too special besides these enemies known as the Deadly Six, which are not as threatening as they might look, even though they don't look all that threatening to begin with, but still. Later in the story, you'll see Sonic and Tails scuffling and even have to team up with Eggman to stop the Deadly Six, which is pretty surprising. And the Eggman even saves Sonic, just like he did in Sonic 2 for the Game Gear. But the plot overall is pretty cheesy, you expect from a Sonic game. And there's not really much to it. There's some weird ass plot holes. Like there's this one time when Tails gets kidnapped, right? And he's got this metal armor on, and the next scene he has it off. Like, how the fuck did he get that off? And why is Tails randomly mad at Sonic? That seems a bit forced in my opinion. But the plot's pretty simple, kind of forgettable. It has some plot holes though. You know, it's nothing too special. It's fun while it lasts. So let's just get to the gameplay already. Now time for the gameplay. The gameplay in this game is very different compared to Generations, Colors, and Unleashed. This game introduces a new playstyle and a parkour system. In this game, you actually have a run button. It's kind of similar to Mario in a way, but it's not. It's not, man. It's not. Anyways, to run, you have to push the ZR button, and the spin dash, you have to push the ZL button, and you can wrap it up with a B or A button. And you can jump with B, double jump by pushing B a second time in midair, or A, whichever you prefer. You can home attack by pushing A twice when near an enemy, or pushing B and A near an enemy. To do the kick attack, you can push A and Y, or A and X, or B and X, B and Y, pretty much. X and Y buttons pretty much crouch, and when you move you can roll. And yeah, the controls in this game aren't bad. I'm not gonna say they're bad. They're actually good. It's just they're a little awkward. Like, okay, this game does have a learning curve in terms of how to use the parkour and the controls. The tutorial is based on, you have to look down the gamepad for tutorials, right? Instead of like, you know, just hitting a tutorial monitor or something like that. Like previous games, but no, in this game you have to look down at the gamepad and it kind of breaks the pace, and a lot of times you don't really notice it and ignore the tutorial and all. So yeah, the learning curve in this game is pretty big, but once you get hang of it, you can pull off some pretty interesting stunts in this game. But the parkour can be a little awkward at times, like you grabbing onto ledges whenever you don't want to. But you can just easily let go of the run button and you can stop parkouring whenever you want. So that's pretty nice. When you're not holding onto the run button, you're actually just walking. So you can have different speeds and more actual precise control in terms of platforming. But when you make jumps, they can seem a bit, you know, too much, if that makes any sense, or too little in terms of your jump. I don't know, that's what I've noticed. Overall, the controls in this game are not bad. They're just a little awkward and they take a little get used to. But when you do get used to them, you can pull off some pretty cool things, like on different YouTube videos and stuff. So yeah, also for the level design, okay, I know a lot of people think that this game rips off Super Mario Galaxy, even though it's like but let's just pretend that Galaxy doesn't exist, okay? Just take that game and rip it out of your brain, okay? This game looks a lot like... Okay, this game's Sonic X-treme on steroids, pretty much. That's what it looks like to me. Like, this game has a weird thing with level design. It looks a lot like... spherical? Is that a word? Like, I guess so. Voice crack. But, it's a bit weird. Some levels are a bit like spheres, I guess? Like, I don't know, it's a little weird. But, overall, the level design is pretty good. There are some 2D stages in this game, actually, which is pretty interesting, like the classic games. And, but they are a bit slower than the 3D stages. I'm not gonna say they're bad either, just because they're slower, blah blah blah, even though you can't go fast. But still, they are a bit slower. There are also some like Mach speed type stages where you cannot stop running, and well, there's not few of those stages, or sections in stages at least. They are still pretty fun. And I don't really have a problem with the controls or anything, and yeah. There are some other stages though, like kinda gimmicky stages where there's this one part of the stage where you actually have to use a pinball machine to get through. There's one stage where you have to be a snowball for a whole level. And oh yeah, you also have to hide from an owl so you don't get caught. They're not game-breaking bad or anything, but, you know, some can be kind of annoying. This game is like the Mario Sunshine of Sonic. Like, there are some frustrating levels, I will admit that. The game's not perfect. But, yeah, I mean, overall, you know, I did like the level design overall. So, now we're going to move on to presentation and music. Alright, music and presentation. The graphics are amazing. They have a very colorful art style to them. Looks very cartoony, it's very Sonic-y, and I love it. And it's oozing, like, with colors, and it's just, it's beautiful. It really is. Like, it runs at very, very smooth 60 frames too, and it's gorgeous. So yeah, the game looks fucking great. The music's awesome too. Like, it was not the best Sonic soundtrack, or not the most memorable, but it's got some kick-ass tunes to it. Like, I really like the upbeat Windy Hill music, and I love the Deadly 6 boss fight music, especially with every Deadly 6 has a different remix of it. So the soundtrack's very good too. I mean, it's a Sonic game, of course. It's you know, there's not gonna be a problem with presentation or soundtrack. It always succeeds in that regard. I mean, hell, even Sonic 06 had good music. But also some small things I forgot to mention, like the Deadly 6 boss battles. They're really easy. They're actually kind of a joke. Even the final boss is a joke. That's my biggest complaint. The boss fights are too damn easy. Like, they really are. Like, some require like 2 fully charged homing attacks, and that's it. Oh yeah, by the way, the homing attack has 3 levels. If you hold on long enough, you can have it even stronger and have a stronger attack, pretty much. Oh yeah, also the Whisper in this game. They return from Sonic Colors and even Generations in the Planet Whisper. But anyways, they're kinda gimmicky in this game. They're just kind of an excuse to use the gamepad, pretty much. They did patch the game to where you can use the buttons, but I just still feel they shouldn't be in this game. That's another complaint I have. They kind of break the pace for me. And lots of times I just want to avoid them, which is kind of sad. Alright, we're at the final verdict. So what do I think about Sonic Lost World for the Nintendo Wii U? Well, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a great 2D and 3D platformer with some interesting twists. But sometimes the controls can be a little awkward and some of the stage gimmicks can be annoying with some frustrating levels. But overall, it was a good experience for me. I hope you agree with my opinion, and I hope you may or may not convince you of buying this game, because I personally think this game got too much hate for what it really is. So, I hope you enjoyed this review I did. This is my first technical real review I've done, like that with the most effort and stuff, you know. So, this is UltimateDSfan signing off. Hope you have a good day, good week, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Meanwhile